Okay, good day students. I am Mr. Gayo, your mathematics teacher for this school year. So ngayon naman, let's talk about geometric means. Kapag sinabi nating geometric means are the terms between two given terms of geometric sequence.
Okay, so ngayon, let's have an example of geometric mean. So, what will be the value of a sub 2, a sub 3, and a sub 4 in geometric sequence if a sub 1 is equal to 7 and a sub 5 is equal to 567? So, para mahanap natin yung tatlo, na yung a sub 2, a sub 3, and a sub 4, let us try to use the formula of geometric sequence. Nasabi natin that the formula is a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So in this case, ang value na meron tayo ay yung a sub 1 which is equal to 7, yung a sub 5 which is equal to 567. So dahil meron naman tayong value ng a sub 5, okay, so we have also the values for n. Dahil a sub 5 yan, our n is equal to 5. Now, using this given, kung papansin natin, no, meron tayong a sub n, a sub 1, meron tayong n. Okay? So, hindi natin kasi pwedeng maibigay yung 3 missing terms ng geometric sequence kung wala tayong common ratio. So, unang hanapin natin muna is yung common ratio natin. What will be the value of our common ratio for this given? Okay? And then, saka natin makukuha yung value nila a sub 2, a sub 3, and a sub 4. Okay? So, let's start. So, una, gawin muna natin yung equation na meron tayo dahil a sub 5 ang last term natin from this sequence. So, we have a sub 5 equals a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So, after this, substitute natin yung corresponding value na meron sila. Okay, yung a sub 5 daw natin ay 567. Ang a sub 1 naman natin ay 7. Ang r natin ay unknown. Okay? So, unknown yung r natin. Okay, r. Okay? Ang n naman natin ay 5 minus 1. So, kung papansin ninyo na yung given na to ay na-discuss din natin or yung method na to ay na-discuss din natin sa pagkuha ng n terms if nawawala yung ating common ratio. Okay, dun sa ating last video. So, para ma-solve muna natin yung common ratio, remove natin yung 7 na kasama ni r. Let us try to divide both sides by 7. So, 7 divided by 7 is 1. Next, 567 divided by 7. So, magkakaroon tayo ngayon dito ng 81 equals 5 minus 1. So, magkakaroon tayo ng r raised to 4. Okay, so you have 81r is equal to r raised to 4. Ang kailangan kasi natin dito yung value ng r. So, dahil raised to 4 siya, kunin natin yung 4th root ng r raised to 4 at kung ano yung gagawin natin sa right side, gagawin din natin sa left side. Kunin din natin yung 4th root ng 81. Okay, so 4th root ng r raised to 4 is r. Okay, then 4th root ng 81 is equal to, okay, we have 3. So ngayon, meron tayong common ratio. Kunin na natin ngayon si a sub 2. Okay, using the basic method in geometric sequence, sabi natin, kung kailangan mo yung value ng a sub 2 Ang kailangan lang natin dyan, yung value ng a sub 1 times the common ratio. So, dito sa given na to, ang a sub 1 natin ay 7. Ang common ratio natin ay 3. Therefore, a sub 2, okay, yung a sub 2 natin ngayon ay equal to 21. Paano naman sa a sub 3? Sa a sub 3 naman, kailangan natin dito yung value ni a sub 1 or a sub 2 times the common ratio. Nakuha natin si a sub 2 kanina, which is 21. So, we have 21 times yung common ratio natin, which is 3. Okay? So, 21 times 3. Therefore, the third term or a sub 3 is equal to 63. How about a sub 4? Okay. Si a sub 4 naman, kailangan natin dito yung value natin kay a sub 3 times its common ratio. Yung a sub 3 na nakuha natin kanina ay 63 times the common ratio na meron tayo, we have 3. Therefore, yung a sub 4 natin o yung value ng ating a sub 4 is 189. Okay. So ngayon, meron tayong value ng 3 geometric means na hinahanap natin, which is yung a sub 2, which is 21, a sub 3, which is 63, and a sub 4 is equal to 189. Okay? So it means the sequence or the geometric sequence from the given are 7, 21, 63, 189, and 567, which is the second term is 21, the third term or a sub 3 is 63, the fourth term or a sub 4 is 189. Okay, so let's have another example of geometric means here. Okay, so the problem here is we need to insert 3 geometric means between a sub 2 or a sub 1, which is equal to 2, and a sub 5 is equal to 162. So, syempre, para mahanap natin yung 3 geometric means between a sub 1 and a sub 5, so we still need to use the formula, no? A sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Now, from this problem, we have a given for a sub 1, which is equal to 2, and a sub 5, which is equal to 162. Now, dahil meron naman tayong a sub 5, we still also have a value for n, which is equal to 5. So, para mahanap natin yung 3 geometric means between a sub 1 and a sub 5, syempre, kailangan muna nating malaman yung value ng kanyang common ratio. What will be the value of r for this? Kapag nakuha na natin yung value ng r, saka na natin makukuha yung value ng a sub 2, yung a sub 3, and yung a sub 4. Okay, so let's start. So, syempre, una, let us try to write what will be our equation for this. So, dahil meron naman tayong a sub 5, which is the last term, the equation will be a sub 5 is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Okay, so let us substitute the corresponding value where a sub 5 is 162, a sub 1 is 2, okay, r is unknown, then we have 5 minus 1. Okay, so next, gawin natin. Kailangan matanggal muna yung 2. So let us try to divide both sides by 2. Okay, so 2 divided by 2, will become 1. Then, solve na rin natin tong 5 minus 1 na to. So, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng 162 divided by 2. We have 81 equals yung 5 minus 1 natin sa r. So, 5 minus 1, r is equal to, or r raised to 4. Okay. So, dahil meron na tayong r raised to 4, pwede tayong mag-solve ng r. No? Dahil naka-raised into 4 siya, kunin natin yung 4th root ni r raised to 4. Kung ano yung ginawa natin kay right, gawin din natin kay left. Okay. So, yung 4th root ng r raised to 4 natin, or cancel na natin yung 4, and 4th root, the value of your r will be 4th root of 81, 3. So, ngayon, meron na tayong value ng ating common ratio. So, dahil meron tayong value ng common ratio, pwede na tayo ngayong mag-solve ng value ng ating a sub 2. No? Na yung a sub 2 natin, para makuha natin sa a sub 2, kailangan natin yung value ni a sub 1 times its common ratio. Na ang value ng ating a sub 1 ay, 2. At ang value ng ating common ratio ay, we have 3. So, 2 multiplied by 3, therefore, yung a sub 2 natin ay 6. Okay, how about a sub 3? Sa a sub 3 naman, kailangan natin yung value ni a sub 2. So, yung a sub 2 natin dito ay 6. No? So, yung common ratio which is 3. Okay. So, we have a sub 3 is equal to 18. Now, so after a sub 3, syempre, kailangan din nating mahanap yung value ni a sub 4. Kay a sub 4, kailangan syempre natin yung value ni a sub 3 times r. Na ang value ni a sub 3 na nakuha natin kanina ay 18, no? Times r which is 3. Therefore, ang value ng ating a sub 4 is equal to 54. So, the sequence, no, yung sequence na natin ngayon are 2. We have 6, 18, 54, and 162. Yung 3 geometric mean between 2 and 162 are 6, 18, and 54. Okay, so let's have another example of geometric means here. Insert 2 geometric means between 5 and negative 40. Okay, so again, kung kailangan lang natin yung 2 geometric means between 5 and negative 40, we still need to use the formula a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So, dahil sabi dito, insert 2 geometric means, ibig sabihin, this will be our first term, or a sub 1, and this is our fourth term, or the last term, which is a sub 4 is equal to negative 40. Okay, so dahil meron naman tayong a sub 4 as considered as our last term, we have also the value for n, which is equal to 4. Now, para mahanap natin yung 2 geometric means between 5 and negative 40, syempre, kailangan muna nating ma-identify what will be the value of our common ratio. Pag nakuha na natin yung common ratio, makukuha natin yung second term at yung ating third term. Okay, so let's start. So, using the formula, syempre, unahin ulit natin yung pagsulat ng equation na meron tayo. Dahil 4 or a sub 4 ang ating last term, the equation will be a sub 4 is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Ang kailangan muna kasi natin gawin dito ulit, kailangan nating malaman kung ano yung value ng r. Okay? So, substitute natin yung corresponding value. Yung a sub 4 natin ay negative 40 equals, ang a sub 1 natin ay 5. Ang r natin ay unknown. Ang n natin ay 4. Then, minus 1. So, kailangan muna natin alisin yung 5. So, let us try to divide both sides by 5. So, this will be 1. Okay? So, negative 40 divided by 5 will give you negative 8. Then, after that, yung r. Then, 4 minus 1, you have cube. So, ibig sabihin, we have negative 8 is equal to r cube. Then, after that, kunin natin yung cube root. Dahil, bakit cube root? Kasi, raised to 3 yung exponent natin sa variable r. So, kung ano yung ginawa sa right, gawin din natin sa left. Okay? So, therefore, the value of r here is equal to negative 2. So, ngayon, meron tayong common ratio. Pwede na nating mahanap yung value ng ating a sub 2. No? Yung a sub 2 natin na equal sa a sub 1 times r. Na ang sa a sub 1 natin ay 5. At ang common ratio natin ay negative 2. Therefore, yung a sub 2 natin ay negative 10. How about a sub 3? Siyempre, yung a sub 3 naman natin, ang kailangan natin dito, yung value ng a sub 2 times r. Na ang value ng ating a sub 2 ay negative 10 at ang common ratio na meron tayo ay negative 2. Therefore, ang value ng ating a sub 3 is equal to positive 20. Okay. So, yung sequence na meron tayo ngayon ay 5. Okay. We have negative 10, 20, and negative 40. So, the two geometric means between 5 and negative 40 ay negative 10 and positive 20.
Ngayon naman, pag-usapan natin, it's all about geometric series. Kapag sinabi natin geometric series are the sum or is the sum of the terms of a given geometric sequence.
Okay, so now, let's have an example of geometric series. Sabi natin kanina, when we say geometric series, it is a sum of geometric sequence. No? So, simple lang naman yung pagkuha ng geometric series. If all sequence are given, the only thing you need is to add all the given sequence. So, if you have your calculator, you can use your calculator para madali kayong makapag-compute ng geometric series. Okay. So, for example, number 1 here, meron tayong 12, 24, 48, 96, and 192. So, let us try to add all of this. Okay. So, 12 plus 24, it will give you 36. Okay. Then, 36 plus 48. Okay, so it will give you 84. Okay, so 84 plus 96 will give you 180, and 180 plus 192, the total sum will be, okay, 372. So, ganun lang kadali kumuha ng geometric series or sum ng sequence or sum ng geometric sequence kung lahat ng sequence ay given. Okay, another. How about this? Sige. 1 plus negative 3, dahil unlike sign sila, will give you negative 2. Okay? Negative 2 plus 9, unlike sign sila, subtract ulit natin, will give you positive 7. 7 plus negative 27 will give you negative 20. And negative 20 plus 81 will give you positive 61. Okay. Okay, dun sa mga hindi nakasunod, always remember kapag unlike sign ang ina-add ninyo, you need to subtract. Okay. So, another. Let's say we have this sequence, negative 5, 15, negative 5, negative 15, sorry, negative 45, and negative 135. So, dahil lahat naman sila ay negative, we'll just simply add all of them. So, negative 5 plus negative 15 will give you negative 20. Negative 20 plus negative 45 will give you negative 65. And negative 65 plus negative 135 will give you negative 200. Okay.
So ngayon naman, let us try to solve geometric series using formula. Okay, where the formula is S sub n is equal to a sub 1 multiplied by 1 minus r raised to n divided by 1 minus r, where S sub n is the sum of the n terms or the sum of the sequence, n is the number of terms, a sub 1 is the first term, and r is the common ratio.
Okay, so ngayon naman, let's have an example of geometric series or finding the geometric series of geometric sequence using formula. Okay, so let's use this example. Find the sum of first 6 terms of geometric sequence if a sub 1 is 12 and its common ratio or r is equal to 2. Okay, so always remember that to get the sum or to solve for the geometric series, the formula is S sub n is equal to a sub 1 multiplied to 1 minus r raised to n divided by 1 minus r, where S sub n represent as the sum of all sequence. Syempre, a sub 1 is the first term, and the r here is the common ratio, and n is the number of terms. Now, from this given, yung a sub 1 natin dito is equal to 12. Common ratio na meron tayo is equal to 2. And based on the given, the number of terms from the given sequence is 6. Okay, so now, let us try to rewrite what will be our equation. Dahil n ay 6, the equation will be S sub 6 is equal to a sub 1 times r or times 1 minus r raised to n divided by 1 minus r. Then after this, substitute natin yung mga corresponding value. No? So you have S sub 6 is equal to, ang a sub 1 natin ay 12 times 1 minus, ang common ratio na meron tayo ay 2 raised to 6 divide 1 minus 2. Okay, so next. So equate muna natin to. We have 2 raised to 6 here. Magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng 12 times 1 minus 2 raised to 6 will give you 32. At yung ibaba natin, 1 minus 2 will give you negative 1. Okay? So, subtract natin itong nasa loob ng parenthesis. Magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng 12 times, we have 1 minus 32. So, we have negative 31 divided by negative 1. Okay? So, next. What is 12 multiplied by negative 31? So, multiply natin yung dalawa. No? So, 12 times negative 31 will give you negative 372 divided by negative 1. So, negative divided by negative will give you a positive. Therefore, the sum of first 6 terms in geometric sequence is 372. Okay, so let's have another example here. Find the sum of first 8 terms, okay? First 8 terms of geometric sequence if a sub 1 is negative 6 and its common ratio or r is equal to negative 2. So let us use again the formula. Okay, so we have S sub n is equal to a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. So from this given, our first term here is negative 6, common ratio is negative 2, and based from the given, our n is equal to 8. Okay, so from this given, the equation will be S sub 8 is equal to a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. Then, substitute natin yung corresponding value na meron tayo where a sub 1 is equal to negative 6, okay, times 1 minus, ang r natin dito ay negative 2 raised to 8, okay, over 1 minus negative 2. Okay, so ngayon, equate muna natin yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. We have negative 6 times 1 minus, yung negative 2 raised to 8 will give you, okay, 256 over 1 minus negative 2. So, unlike sign sila, subtraction, change the sign of the subtrahend, proceed to addition. So, 1 plus 2, you have 3. Okay, so next, yung nasa loob muna tayo ng parenthesis, 1 minus 256. So, magkakaroon tayo ng negative 255 over 3. Then, negative 6 multiplied by negative 255. Magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng positive 1,536 divide by or over 3. Okay? So, what is 1,536 divide 3? Okay. Therefore, S sub 8 is equal to 512. Okay, so another example. Find the sum of the first 7 terms of geometric sequence if a sub 1 or the first term is 3/4 and its common ratio is 2. Okay, so again, let us try to use the formula. S sub n is equal to a sub 1, okay, times 1 minus r raised to n, divide by 1 minus r. So, dun sa problem natin, the given r, yung a sub 1 daw natin ay 3/4, ang common ratio raw natin ay 2, and n is equal to, okay, is equal to 7. So, let us try to write now the equation na magagamit natin. So, we have S sub 7 is equal to a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n divide by 1 minus r. So, let us try to substitute now the corresponding value para makuha natin yung geometric series. Ang a sub 1 daw natin ay 3/4. Okay? So, 3/4 daw ang a sub 1 times 1 minus, ang I natin ay 2 raised to 7. Divide 1 minus 2. Okay. So, meron tayo ngayong 3/4 times. Ano ba yung 2 raised to 7 natin? So, 2 raised to 7 is equal to 128. Divide by 1 minus 2 will give you negative 1. Okay? So, next. So, meron tayo ngayong 3 over 4. Multiply natin sa 1 minus 128. It will give you 1 negative 127. Divide by negative 1. So, yung negative 127, multiply natin sa 3. Magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng negative, negative 381 over 4 divided by negative 1. So, negative divided by negative will give you a positive. Therefore, the sum of first 7 terms from the given sequence is 381 over 4. Okay, so let's have another example here. Find the sum of first 7 terms of geometric sequence if a sub 1 is 5 over 4 and its common ratio is 1/2. Okay, so syempre, we still need to use the formula. The S sub n is equal to a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. So from this problem, the givens are a sub 1, which is 5 over 4, the common ratio, which is equal to 1/2, and the number of terms, which is equal to 7. Okay, so now we have the given here. Let us try to write what will be the equation. And the equation will be S sub 7 is equal to a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. So now let us try to substitute all corresponding values that we have. So we have S sub 7 is equal to a sub 1 is 5 over 4 times 1 minus common ratio is 1/2. So 1/2 then raised to 7. Okay, over 1 minus 1/2. Okay, so let us try to solve first. All numbers inside the parentheses. So meron tayong 5 over 4 minus or times 1 minus 7, 1/2 raised to 7 will give you 1 over 128, and 1 minus 1/2 will give you 1/2. Next, so we have here 5 over 4 multiply 2, we have 1 minus 1 over 128. It will give you 127 over 128 divided by 1/2. Okay, next. So let us try to multiply 5 over 4 multiplied by 127 over 128. So magkakaroon tayo ngayon. So 5 over 4 times 127 over 128, we have 635. Okay. So we have 635 divided by 4 times 128. Okay, so we have 512 divide 1/2. So dahil division to ng fraction, we need to get the reciprocal of your denominator. So magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng 635 over 512. Okay, so get the reciprocal, then change division into multiplication. You have 2 over 1. Okay, next. So yung 512 kasi and 2 are both divisible by 2. So, pag yung 2 dinivide natin sa 2, lalabas ay 1. Yung 512, pag dinivide natin sa 2, magkakaroon tayo ng 256. Okay? So, ngayon, we have S sub 7 is equal to 635 over 256. Okay. Okay, so what if naka-encounter tayo ng ganitong problem? So, solve for geometric series if a sub 1 is 2, common ratio is 2, and a sub n is 32. Okay, so in this case kasi, if we need to use our formula, no? Sabi natin that the formula to get the geometric series is S sub n is equal to a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n divided by 1 minus r. Meron lang kasi tayo dito ang first term. No? Ito lang yung meron tayo, a sub 1, which is 2. Okay? Meron tayong r, which is also 2. Pero wala tayong value ng n. Okay. Kapag naka-encounter kayo ng ganitong problem na given yung first term at given yung last term, okay po, and you need to solve first for n, gamitin muna natin yung formula ng geometric sequence, which is a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So, gagawin lang natin to para makuha natin yung value ng n. Okay, so let's start. So, meron tayong value ng a sub n. Sabi natin dito sa given, yung a sub n natin ay equal sa 32. So, unahin natin tong formula na to bago tayo mag-proceed sa geometric series. Okay? So, ang a sub n natin ay 32 equals, ang a sub 1 natin ay 2. Ang r natin ay also 2. Pero hindi natin alam yung value ng n. Okay? So, next. So, una, divide natin both sides by 2 para ma-cancel out yung 2. So, we have 16 equals 2 raised to n minus 1. Okay. So, gagawin natin yung 16, gagawin natin siyang exponential form, no? Na kailangan same base kay 2. So, ano bang exponential form ni 16 na ang base ay 2? So, we have 2 raised to 4 equals 2 raised to n minus 1. So, ngayon, dahil same base na sila, pwede natin kopyahin na ngayon yung exponent. So, meron tayo ngayong 4, okay, equals n minus 1. Transpose natin ngayon yung negative 1. So, magkakaroon tayo ng 4 plus 1 equals n. Therefore, yung n ay equal sa 5. So, ngayon, alam na natin yung number of terms. Pwede na natin ituloy yung pag-solve ng geometric series. Okay? So, ang n daw natin na nakuha ay 5. So, continue na natin yung pagkuha ng ating geometric series, which is S sub 5 equals, syempre yung a sub 1 natin times 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. Okay, so ang value ng a sub 1 na meron tayo ay 2. So, we have 2 times 1 minus, ang r natin ay 2, n natin ay 5, over 1 minus 2. Okay, so we have here 2 times 1 minus 2 raised to 5 is 16. Okay, so we have 2 times 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Okay, so we have 2 raised to 5 is 32, not 16. Okay, so 32, 1 minus 2, we have negative 1. So we have here 2 times 1 minus 32, we have negative 31. Okay po, negative 31 over negative 1. Okay, so next, we have 2 multiplied by negative 31. It will give you negative 62 over negative 1. So, negative divided by negative, therefore, yung sum ng sequence natin, or S sub 5, is equal to positive 62. Okay, so what if ganitong problem naman yung ma-encounter natin sa geometric series? So, find the sum of geometric sequence if a sub 1 is 2 and a sub 4 is 432. We all know that the formula to solve for the geometric series is S sub n is equal to, we have a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. But in this case kasi, ang given lang na meron tayo rito ay yung a sub 1, which is 2, yung a sub 4, which is 432, or we can consider that a sub 4 is the last term from the given sequence, and n, syempre, is equal to 4. So in this case kasi, hindi natin mahanap yung sum ng geometric sequence using this formula kung wala tayong value ng r. So, para mahanap natin yung value ng r, gamitin natin yung knowledge natin kay geometric sequence, how to solve the common ratio. So, ibig sabihin, gagamit tayo ulit ng geometric sequence formula, a sub n is equal to a sub 1 r raised to n minus 1. In this case kasi, meron tayong value ng last term, first term, at meron tayong n. Wala nga lang tayong common ratio. Okay? So, this will be a sub 4 is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Substitute natin yung value na yung a sub 4 natin ay 432. Ang a sub 1 natin ay 2. R is unknown, but we have 4 n, which is equal to 4 minus 1. Okay? So, una, divide muna natin both sides by 2. So, cancel natin yung 2. Okay, so magkakaroon lang tayo rito ng 216 equals, or, we have 4 minus 1 is 3. So, kunin natin yung cube root both sides, kasi kung ano yung gagawin natin sa right side, gawin din natin sa left side. So, yung cube root ng r cube, so you'll have r, cube root ng 216, okay, cube root ng 216 will give you 6. So, ngayon, meron na tayong value ng r. Where r here, no, yung r natin dito ay equal daw kay 6. So, pwede na natin ma-solve yung geometric series. Okay, so let us use now the formula. No? So, nalaman natin na ang r ay 6. So, gamitin na natin yung formula natin. So, the equation here will be s sub 4 is equal to, no, yung a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. Okay, from the given, substitute natin na yung a sub 1 daw natin ay 2. We have 1 minus, ang r natin daw ay nakuha ay 6. Ang n natin ay 4. Over 1 minus 6. Okay, so meron tayo ngayong 2 times 1 minus 6 raised to 4 is 1,296. 296 over 1 minus 6 is negative 5. Okay, so 1 minus 1,296, subtract natin siya, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng 2 times negative 1,295 over negative 5. So, multiply natin yung 2 and negative 1,295. Magkakaroon tayo ng negative 2,590 divide by negative 5. Okay? So, negative, negative, it will become positive. So, the sum of the given geometric sequence is 2,590 divide 5 will give you 518. Okay, so paano naman kaya kung ganitong klase ng problem ang ma-encounter ninyo sa geometric series? So, find the sum of geometric sequence if a sub 3 is equal to negative 18 and a sub 6 is equal to 486. Okay. So, kung mapapansin natin, no, kahit kabisado natin yung formula ng geometric series, okay, 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. Kung i-observe niyo yung problem, hindi pa rin siya mag-fit dun sa ating formula ng geometric series. Bakit? Kasi ang given natin dito ay a sub 3 is equal to negative 18. Yung a sub 6, which is equal to 486. At syempre, yung n, meron tayo dahil meron tayong last term, which is equal to 6. Okay? So, para kasi makuha natin or para magamit natin yung formula ng geometric series, no? Sa ganitong klase ng problem, kailangan, andyan din given din dapat yung first term at yung ating common ratio. Okay. So, dahil wala yung first term natin at common ratio, kailangan muna natin silang isolve. No? Solve natin sila using the formula ng geometric sequence, which is a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Okay? So, ng a sub n natin, which is the last term, which is a sub 6, is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Okay. So, dahil wala pa tayong a sub 1, let us try to assume muna na yung a sub 3 natin ang magiging first term. So, gaya nung natutunan nyo sa geometric sequence. Okay, so gamitin muna natin yung a sub 3. So, ang equation natin ay a sub 6 is equal to a sub 3 times r raised to n. Dahil a sub 3 ang ginamit natin, instead of minus 1, minus 3. So, nakaset na. Substitute na natin yung value na meron tayo. Where a sub 6 is 486. No? Sulat natin, 486. Ang a sub 3 natin ay negative 18. Siyempre, wala tayong value ng r. Ang n natin ay 6 minus 3. So, tanggalin muna natin negative 18. Divide natin both sides by negative 18. Okay po. So, pag dinivide natin both sides by negative 18, cancel natin tong negative 18. Magkakaroon tayo ng negative 27. Okay? Equals. So, 6 minus 3, we have r cube. Then, kunin natin cube root both sides. Okay? So, cube root ng r cube will become r. Okay? Cube root ng negative 27 ay negative 3. So, meron tayo ngayong value ng r, which is negative 3. So, kunin naman natin ngayon yung value ng ating a sub 1. Using pa rin yung formula ng geometric sequence. Okay? So, kahit anong gamitin natin sa dalawa. So, gamitin na lang natin yung a sub 3 para medyo mas maiksi yung computation natin. So, a sub 3 is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Ang value ng a sub 3 na meron tayo ay negative 18 equals a sub 1 is unknown. Ang r natin ay negative 3. Ang n na ginamit natin ay 3 minus 1. So, meron tayong negative 18 equals a sub 1 times negative 3. 3 minus 1, you have 2. So, tuloy lang natin. You have negative 18 equals a sub 1. Negative 3 then squared, you have positive 9. Then, para makuha na natin yung a sub 1, divide natin both sides by 9. So, cancel natin yung 9. Negative 18 divide 9. Therefore, yung a sub 1 natin ay negative 2. Okay. So, meron na tayong value ng a sub 1 which is negative 2. Pwede natin ngayon magamit yung formula ng geometric series. Okay? Para mahanap na natin yung sum ng given sequence. Okay. So, let's start. So, ang nakuha natin, okay po, solve na natin, no? Continue na natin. So, ang nakuha na natin, using ang gagamitin formula for geometric series, S sub n, no? Yung S sub n is equal to a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. So, makukuha na natin yung given natin, no? Re-write lang natin yung mga given na nakuha natin, na kailanganin natin. Yung a sub 1, which is equal sa negative 2. Yung r, na equal sa negative 3. Yung n, okay, na equal sa 6. Okay, so let's continue the solution. So, gamitin na natin yung formula ng geometric series. So, you have S sub 6. S sub 6 is equal to a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. Ang a sub 1 natin ay negative 2. Okay po. Ang r natin ay negative 3. So, we have 1 minus negative 3. Ang n natin ay 6. Okay? So, divide by 1 minus negative 3. Equals. We have negative 2 times 1 minus negative 3 raised to 6 will give you 729. Okay po, over. This is unlike sign. Change the sign of the subtrahend, proceed to addition. So, 1 plus 3, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng 4. So, let's continue the solution. We have negative 2 times 1 minus 729 is negative 728 divide 4. Then negative times negative. Negative 2 times negative 728 will give you positive 1,456 divide 4. So 1,456 divide 4, magkakaroon tayo ng S sub 6 natin is equal to 364.